the show. My name is Bill.
Yeah, and I'm Fro.
On this podcast, we will talk of Summerslam and maybe a pay-per-view other than Summerslam that I'm definitely going to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. How are you, Fro?
It's Norway. Could be
Yeah.
a little better.
Yeah, it's very good here in Maryland.
Yeah.
Or should we switch back?
Let's switch back.
Okay.
Hey, guys. Pretty much, Fro told you what we got planned here. This is actually one of the busier news weeks we've had in a while because a lot of it stems from both NXT Takeover and Summerslam.
And guess what? This will be the first pay-per-view in a very, very, very long time I'm not going to see you live.
Oh.
I so don't give two fucks about this pay-per-view.
Oh, the one coming up on Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, there are a couple matches that we do have to preview because they haven't.
Oh, we're going to preview them.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm not going to stay awake
Right.
to watch this pay-per-view 1 week after SummerSlam.
I know.
It is atrociously stupid.
It is. Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna pull a Fro here, and I say we go right into the pay-per-views.
Let's do that.
Because the news stories really don't make sense unless we talk about the pay-per-views.
Sure thing.
So we'll start with Saturday and NXT Takeover 30. A quick note to mention before we get started. Mauro Ranallo was not on commentary for the event. I think a lot of people knew that, or when they started seeing it, they probably realized, oh, Mauro is not on. That is because there was an illness in his family.
Oh.
So, Mauro is fine, from what I gather. He's okay. Just an illness in the family. Have to take care of that, which is totally understandable. So, best wishes go out to Mauro and his entire family. Okay, so for those of you listening for the first time, welcome. What we do when we review a pay-per-view, or in this case, two pay-per-views, not only are we going to give our ratings, but we're also going to give ratings from Meltzer and CBS Sports. ESPN did not have any ratings this weekend, so we don't have to worry about ESPN. So we'll start off with the kickoff match for TakeOver 30. Was a triple threat match. The winning team would be the number one contenders to the NXT Tag Team titles. It would be Breezango against Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch, and Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza. I'm going to assume that you did not see this match.
No, I did not.
That is okay. I'm not going to penalize you because this.
No, because it's your fault. I didn't say it.
Yeah, it actually is my fault. So I will, like I said the other day, I will take full responsibility for it. It was an okay match. It just was a little too. I felt like at times there was a little too much of spots and stuff that really didn't need to be done. It told a somewhat okay story. I just couldn't really get into this match. Breezango ended up winning, which was a surprise. We both did not pick Breezango to win.
Right.
I gave the match a C. Fro will not give this match a grade because he did not see it. So, Meltzer gave this 3 stars, which I can live with. CBS Sports gave this a B. Okay, now on to the main show, and we kick things off with Finn Balor against Timothy Thatcher.
Right?
Do you want to take this one, Fro, or should I?
You need to do everybody because I really don't remember any of the
Okay,
matches.
that's fine. That's fine. Um, this was a good, like, scientific match. This was a good submission style match, European style. Finn Balor, such a terrific athlete. He really is. And Timothy Thatcher is one of those grapplers that is so good. He's so technical in the ring. And Thatcher, for a while, was working on the leg of Finn Balor. And it was done very well, told a very good story. And then ultimately, in the end, Balor hit the coup de grace and then the 1916 DDT to get the win on Thatcher. Really solid opening match to the pay-per-view. I gave this a B. Fro, you gave this a B minus. Meltzer gave this 4 stars, and CBS Sports gave it a B plus.
Nice.
So we're all, we're all within good distance. Not too far. Then we had the ladder match for the NXT North American title. Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, Damian Priest, Johnny Gargano, and Velveteen Dream. Yeah, Velveteen Dream.
And who? Sorry, I don't. Who's that?
Never Velveteen Dream.
Never heard of him.
This was a fun little ladder match. Not necessary. I mean, I'm not saying it's the greatest thing ever, but it was a good ladder match. It was enjoyable. There were some good spots in the match. I liked that Candice LeRae got involved in the match, and it didn't end up affecting the outcome of the match. Because sometimes if someone, gets in there and interferes, it ends up, causing the end, but it didn't.
Right.
The Velveteen Dream spot where he got knocked off the ladder, landed on the top rope, and then basically jumped over the barricade onto the table was such an amazing spot. And I think it was safe to say that the people that were in there watching it with us were all rooting for anybody but Velveteen Dream to win that match.
I mean, it was very obvious that nobody wanted Velveteen to win.
Right. So towards the end, it actually came down to 3 guys: Cameron Grimes, Johnny Gargano, Damian Priest. Grimes goes up, and I'm thinking, oh my God, they're going to actually have him win the belt, because I really like Grimes. I think he's very entertaining. Gargano comes in, and he hits Grimes with the belt to knock him down, and it looks like Gargano's going to win, but then Damian Priest comes up, grabs him by the throat, and then they both struggle to get the belt, and Priest hits a move on Gargano that knocks Gargano down. Priest has the belt, and Damian Priest, the new NXT North American champion, I would say that was his best match in NXT to date.
Oh, definitely.
And I think the one thing that really helps Priest is that his confidence was built up from this match. And we'll see that later in a promo.
I think I like this a little better than you, if I don't remember incorrectly.
Well, I'll tell you the grades. I had this as an A minus. You had it as an A.
Yeah. I really like that.
I could have gone either way with it, A or A minus. I really could. Meltzer rated this 4.5 stars. And CBS Sports gave this an A minus. So we're all in agreement. We all really like this match. Then we come to a very interesting match. Adam Cole against Pat McAfee.
Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole, baby. Um, you know what? This was a better match than I thought it would be.
Oh, definitely.
Pat McAfee, for his first time in the ring, did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
He really put it out there. He did the swanton under a group of people. But what really did it for me was he had the spot where he and Cole are on the top rope, and Cole pushes him off, and Pat McAfee does a moonsault and lands on his feet, and then does the Shelton Benjamin jump from the mat to the top rope, and he looked so good doing it. It was amazing how good he was, and they were able to tell a story, which impressed me. I wasn't sure if they would, if they would have been able to do that, but they did. They told a good story. Adam Cole won with the Panama Sunrise. I thought it was an entertaining match, to be honest.
I remember I was a little angry at this match, but that's more or less because I thought this would be a squash match, and they made it a little too long for my taste.
It actually is the second shortest match on the show.
I still think it went too long.
Went 16 minutes.
Mm.
I gave it a B. You gave it a C minus.
Mm-hmm.
Meltzer rated us 3 3/4 stars, and CBS Sports gave this an A.
Ay.
Yeah. I think part of that is maybe because of the whole football. Well, I don't know. It's an assumption. Next match, NXT Women's Title, Io Shirai defending against Dakota Kai. If it wasn't for one women's match at SummerSlam, this would have been the best women's match of the weekend. I think. Told a very good story. Dakota Kai is such a very good heel. I am in love with Dakota Kai. I'm a fan of hers now. She is a good heel. And this is such a good back and forth match. Very even. And then what really made this interesting for me, and sometimes it doesn't and other times it does, is that the referee got knocked out. And I said this to you, Fro, the other day. I was okay with that spot because they never do that in NXT. For as long as I can remember, they never do the spot where the referee gets knocked out. And I was totally fine with it here. Dakota Kai tries to get the win while the referee is down. She can't get it. Raquel Gonzalez gets involved, but Shirai gets out of the way, beats up Kai, hits a moonsault, retains the NXT Women's title. After the match, it's a beatdown on Io until Rhea Ripley comes out, and Ripley and Gonzalez have a stare down. So that's going to be something in the future there. I gave this a B+. You gave it a B.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like this match.
This was a good match. I enjoyed this match. Meltzer gave this 3 3/4 stars. CBS Sports gave it a B+. Now, before we get to the main event, I have to mention this Damian Priest promo. And this was really good. I enjoyed this promo. So, Priest is in the back. He's got this big Humvee. He puts his bag in, and the reporter, whose name I forget, is asking, like, you won. What are you going to do to celebrate? What are you thinking? And he's like, right now, I'm just going to go celebrate. So he goes around the car, and there is this hot tub with two bikini-clad women there. And while he's in there celebrating, you could hear one person in the NXT crowd going, "How the hell can they afford a hot tub?" Oh my god, that cracked me up. Then we go to the main event of this pay-per-view. Keith Lee defending the NXT title against Karrion Kross. And I'm going to say this now. Our grades are going to be so different from what Meltzer and CBS Sports rated it.
Oh, no.
Because you and I, we really liked this match.
Oh, we love this match.
Oh my gosh, yeah. This told a very good big man story, except they're both very agile and can move around. At some point in the match, Karrion Kross hurts his shoulder. And we'll get to that in a little bit. But they go to the outside, you know, they're fighting, they're doing everything, and then they get back in the ring, and Kross is doing everything he can to win the title. And he's using, like, his best moves, and just cannot beat the guy. And Keith Lee, Keith Lee does the exact same thing. He gives him the best moves possible, and cannot beat him. And then the end of the match, Lee goes to the second rope. Who knows what he's going to attempt here. Kross gets up with him, hits a Saito suplex from the second rope. 1, 2, 3. Karrion Kross wins the NXT title. This was a very good match. I think we both agreed that it was the best match of the show, or at least we thought we did. I gave it an A-. You gave it an A+.
Mm-hmm.
Meltzer gave this 2 stars.
Wow. That is, something.
Yeah. CBS Sports, a little bit nicer, gave it a B.
Okay.
And that is our review of NXT TakeOver. Now, what did our Facebook group think of this show? It is very positive. In fact, the votes were split between an A and a B grade.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember. I think you gave this an A, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes. Yeah, I did.
I want to say I gave it an A as well.
I think you gave it a B.
Oh, I did? Okay, then I'm going to stick with the B. Although it could deserve an A grade. It could go either way.
Yeah. I said it's a very weak A for me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still an A, definitely.
It was a good show. It was a fun show to watch. Favorite match from this event, we put that on our Facebook group. The majority of the people went with Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee. Very interesting top choice, followed by Keith Lee versus Karrion Kross. So, we're going to stick with NXT for a minute, because after the show ended, reports came out that Karrion Kross had suffered a shoulder injury. And we had no idea what the diagnosis was. We didn't know anything. So, on the show, on Wednesday, the opening segment is Karrion Kross and Scarlett. And they come out, Kross is in a sling. And, pardon me, Kross cuts a good promo. But he ends up surrendering the title. He had to vacate the title. It was diagnosed as a separated shoulder. The technical term, and this is from Meltzer, so if I botch the technical term, please do not go mad at me and troll me on social media, is a separated acromyoclavicular joint in his right shoulder. So, because of that, he is out for a while, not really sure how long he's going to be out. And William Regal, during the show on Wednesday, announced on their next show, which is going to be on a Tuesday, we talked about this a few weeks ago because they're going to have hockey playoffs on Wednesday night, that NXT is doing a special Tuesday episode. So what they have decided to do is they're going to have a fatal four-way match to determine the new NXT champion. It will be Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, Adam Cole, and Finn Balor. So one of them is guaranteed to be the third ever two-time NXT champion. Oh, and by the way, Fro, this match is a 60-minute Iron Man match. As soon as he said that, I was like, shit. Because, I watch Impact on Tuesdays now. Thanks in large part to you.
Mm-hmm.
So Impact and NXT are going to be running at the same time. And NXT is going to have this four-way 60-minute Iron Man match to crown their new champion. And it's like, damn it. Because Impact's got a good card this week, too. They've got Eddie Edwards and Eric Young for the Impact title. Taya and Rosemary are going to wrestle in the Wrestle House with the winner getting Johnny Bravo. Like, they had a good-looking card for Tuesday night. And then with this whole situation, and it's like, oh yeah, it's going to be an Iron Man match. I'm like, shit. But no.
Yeah, that is the worst thing.
I'm actually looking forward to Tuesday night. That should be a fun night to watch.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so now we go from the Saturday show to the Sunday night show, SummerSlam.
Yeah, and I need to say right away that this was not as bad as I thought it would be.
No, it actually wasn't a bad show. I mean, it's not... I think we'd agree in saying that it probably isn't going to be one of the most remembered SummerSlams ever.
No, definitely not. But I don't think it's super shitty either.
No, it wasn't. No, it definitely wasn't. It definitely wasn't.
It's watchable.
Yes.
I can't say that about their last pay-per-view.
I don't think we could say that about the last two.
No.
So yeah, let's dive into SummerSlam. One of the matches that was advertised ended up having to be the pre-show match, unfortunately, which was Apollo Crews against MVP for the U.S. title.
Mm-hmm.
I think the best way you described it, and I actually agreed with your term, was this was a Raw Plus match.
Yeah, a Raw Plus. That is exactly what I said.
Not a terrible match.
No.
But, this could have been on Raw.
Yeah.
Apollo Crews won to retain the U.S. title. We both gave it a D+, D as in dog.
Mm-hmm.
Meltzer gave this 2.25 stars. CBS Sports gave this a C.
Mm.
Okay. Again, it wasn't a terrible match.
No, it was okay.
Yeah, it was okay. Now we go to the pay-per-view, and we start with Asuka challenging Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title. This was a
The
good match.
weakest, weakest of the Asuka matches.
Yes.
I
Oh, yeah.
still
Yeah.
think so.
I agree with that. Doesn't mean it was a bad match. It was a good match.
No.
But it was the weaker of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Good storytelling here in the match. Towards the end, Sasha Banks sacrificed herself for Bayley when Asuka gave her the hip attack. And I want you to remember that for later on in the night.
Mm-hmm.
Bayley got Asuka in a roll-up and retained the women's title, the SmackDown women's title. After the match, Sasha and Bayley attacked Asuka. So that could tell a story going into later in the night. We both gave it a B-.
Mm-hmm.
Meltzer gave this 3.25 stars. And CBS Sports gave it a B. Next match was the Raw Tag Team titles. Angel Garza and Andrade challenging the Street Profits. And this was where the Thunderdome crowd was starting to have some fun.
Yeah, because, oh my gosh, I think it was more controversial on Monday Night Raw than it was on...
and we will talk about
yes.
that.
But Elmo was there.
Pikachu
was there.
I saw Yoshi.
Saw Celeb. Yeah.
We saw a stuffed lion.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, folks, if you do the Thunderdome experience, stuffed animals are allowed. That's what we've learned. And it doesn't even have to be like we mentioned Elmo and Pikachu. So it could be like another like big organization name, and WWE will allow you with it.
Well, definitely.
Towards the end of the match, Garza accidentally bumps into Zelina Vega, who was on the apron, knocking her out. Andrade was checking on her, which allowed the Street Profits to do a double team finisher, and Street Profits retained the tag titles. I gave this a C-. You gave it a D+.
Mm-hmm.
Meltzer rated this 2 stars. CBS Sports gave it a C-.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
No, it wasn't. It could have been better. Especially with the caliber of talent that was in there. It could have been better.
Mm.
Then we go to Mandy Rose against Sonya Deville. The match...
the match I forgot?
Yeah.
Yes.
When
we were talking about this.
The match was originally supposed to be a hair versus hair match, but because of all the stuff going on with Sonya Deville, the lawyer, and this is actually a story we could talk about now, Sonya's lawyer said, it probably wouldn't be a good idea for you to come into court with your head shaved off. Might not help your case here. So WWE was very flexible in this. So I gotta give WWE credit for being flexible here. And they changed the stipulation to it being a no disqualification, loser leaves WWE match.
Mm-hmm.
They tried. I'll say that.
They tried.
But
they didn't succeed because when we did a recap of this right after, I didn't even remember this match.
Exactly.
I'm saying something.
My highlight of the match is Mandy Rose trying to get the table up. God bless Mandy Rose. She tried 3 times and could not get a table put up. Oh, God bless that girl. She tried. Match. Rose hits a running knee and pins Mandy or Sonya to win. So Sonya is quote unquote gone from WWE. She'll be back in a little while, folks. Don't worry. Otis comes in to celebrate after the match. Otis with the caterpillar, Mandy with the larva. That's what I'm calling it, because she could not do the worm.
Yeah.
God bless Mandy. She tries. She tries. This is actually our lowest graded match for the show. Both of us.
Oh, definitely.
I gave it a D. You gave it a D minus.
Almost an F.
Almost an F, but not quite. I think we were both a little lenient because of what had happened personally with Sonya and Mandy. So.
Yeah.
Meltzer gave this 2 3/4 stars. CBS Sports gave it a C minus. Now, this is where perhaps the pay-per-view turns around. Perhaps. It is Dominic Mysterio against Seth Rollins in a street fight.
I really like this match.
I know you did. This was a different style of street fight that I noticed, and it's okay. I wasn't upset about it. Dominic did not look bad in the ring for his first professional wrestling match. He obviously has a lot to work on, which, I mean, you're not going to be great in your first match, unless you're Ronda Rousey. That's the exception.
Right. Where is she, by the way?
Oh, she's up in a farm with her husband and his kids, so.
Will she come back?
I don't know. She's got enough money to last her life, you know.
Yeah.
This isn't a critique or a criticism for Dominic, but I thought watching the match, he needed to add a little bit more muscle tone on him. I'm not criticizing him. I just think it would help him, you know, in the long run. Just add a couple pounds of muscle, but everyone was getting involved. Even Ray's wife got involved in the match. And we were watching, we're like, oh, his mom or his grandmother's here. Oh wait, it's his mom. Yeah, Ray's wife didn't age well. I hate to say.
I think she looked beautiful.
I'm not saying she's ugly. She's got some wrinkles on her. That's a little early, I guess.
Wow.
Kendo stick Shotorama here. A lot of the time, Ray was handcuffed to the bottom rope at one point. Dominic fought back. Dominic hits actually a good 619. So that's a plus. He went for a frog.
Booyaka.
Yeah, booyaka. Dominic tried for the frog splash. Seth got the knees up, curb stomp. Seth got the win. Not a bad match. I gave it a C, and the only reason I gave it a C was because I thought at points it dragged a little bit, but more in the dramatic part, not in the action part.
Okay.
You gave it a B+.
I did, yeah.
Meltzer gave this 3 3/4 stars. CBS Sports also gave it a B+.
I really liked it.
I know you did.
I thought it told a good story, and I don't really understand why people are so negative on this match.
I'm not negative. I mean, I know you didn't mean me, but I wasn't negative. I was just like, there were some points where I was like, do we really need this? That's my thought. But no, I understand where you're coming from. Then we had the Raw Women's Title match: Sasha Banks versus Asuka. At one point during this, you could see someone holding a sign saying "Fire Velveteen Dream."
I was very happy to see that sign.
And somebody did take credit for it. I don't remember his name, but he did post it on
Good
Twitter.
on him.
This was a great match.
It was.
This was the best Sasha Banks match I've seen in a while.
Oh, definitely.
These two together can have a very good match, and it definitely shows here they got time. And what I really liked about it is that Bayley really did not get involved. And she didn't really get involved until the end of the match, where Asuka was going for the hip attack again, and Bayley is standing on the apron. It's the exact same spot that Sasha was in. So Asuka goes for the hip attack. Bayley moved out of the way. She would not take the bullet for Sasha.
Yeah. I really, really like the storytelling in this match. It's up there in Asuka matches. I just really, really like this. And does this mean that they finally split?
Well, I think we're going to slowly see that coming, especially with what we got on Sunday. Asuka puts in the Asuka lock. She wins the Raw Women's title. I'm going to say it right now. Asuka, to me right now, is the best women's wrestler in the world today.
Oh, definitely.
I think
now? Yes.
Right now. And there's like one or two that are very close to her.
Mm-hmm.
But she is right now at the peak of her game. I gave it a B+. You gave it a B. Meltzer gave this 3 3/4 stars. CBS Sports gave this an A-.
Nice.
Then we go to the WWE Championship match. Randy Orton challenging Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, goodbye, everybody.
This is maybe the only one that Fro and I really disagree on.
I really, really didn't like this match.
Oh my gosh, this was such a good match.
No.
I thought this told a terrific story where, you know, Drew was trying to go for the Claymore in the match. Orton really wasn't going for the RKO as much as he would in other matches, which I think is a good storyteller. Drew has Orton in the figure 4 at one point. Orton pulls the referee and then rakes Drew's eyes. So, you know, Orton's willing to do anything to win. Drew, I guess, got scratched in that spot because he's bleeding around the eyes, or the eye. So, you know, he's bleeding, and then later, Drew hits a headbutt on the Orton, and that busts Orton open.
Mm.
And it's just a good back and forth story, and in the end of the match, Drew tries for the Claymore, he misses, Orton goes for the RKO, Drew reverses it into a backslide, 1, 2, 3, Drew McIntyre retains the WWE title. We were all surprised. We thought...
Yeah, I was very, very, very sure that he would lose it. I was very happy that he didn't.
Oh my God, I was so happy. I was like, Drew has been such a great WWE champion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if the pandemic had not happened, we could be saying this is one of the greatest title reigns of all time. Just because of the effort he puts in every week, the quality of matches he's had has been very good. This, I would say, is his second best title defense. The one with Seth in May is still his best championship title defense he's had. But this is right up there for me. I gave this an A. You gave this a B. Meltzer gave this 4.25 stars. CBS Sports gave it an A.
Okay.
And then we got to the main event. Braun Strowman defending the Universal title against Bray Wyatt. Falls Count Anywhere match. Stipulation was changed the day of the show. It had its moments.
It did, sure. But they should have switched matches.
Yeah, you.
This should have gone second to last.
Yeah, you had said that.
Yeah.
The furthest back they went in a Falls Count Anywhere match was to the gorilla position. That's the furthest they went, which kind of disappointed me. I sort of wanted them to go further, but they didn't. The end of the match, Braun picks up a set of box cutters. So he cuts the mat open, cuts the protection under, over the board. I thought for a moment he was going to use it on Bray Wyatt, which would have been actually of an original spot. I would have given this like an extra grade up for that spot. Bray Wyatt hits Sister Abigail twice. 1, 2, 3. Bray Wyatt wins back the Universal title. Celebration, show's over. But no, it's not, because out of nowhere, Roman Reigns comes out. And
to absolutely nobody's surprise. And
he goes after both Strowman and Wyatt post-match. And I was a little surprised only because, back in March when it was close to WrestleMania, he was supposed to face Goldberg, and then he pulled out because he didn't want to get sick. And I guess he's okay being there now. I guess. I gave... and that's how SummerSlam ended, by the way. I gave this a C. You gave it a C+.
Oh, definitely.
Meltzer gave this 1 star.
Wow.
His first sentence, I think, pretty much tells his feelings of the match. This pretty well sucked. CBS Sports gave it a B+.
Nice.
And let's take a look at what our Facebook group thought of the show. For the most part, positive grades here. Some gave it a B. Some gave it an A. And one gave it a C.
Yeah, I think I gave this pay-per-view a C, if I don't remember incorrectly.
I believe you did. And I think I gave this a C as well. Because there were a couple of matches I had that were D grade. But no, it was a watchable show.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Very watchable.
It wasn't like something else.
Right. Favorite match from this event is actually a tie. But I'm about to break that tie momentarily. It is between the WWE Championship match and the Universal title match. And then a vote for Dominic and Seth and Sasha and Asuka. And I think you said your favorite was the street fight.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Mine was the WWE title match. Okay, so let's get into some news, because let's talk about, let's talk about Thunderdome itself.
The ISIS Thunderdome,
Oh
as
my
I call it now.
gosh.
Yes.
Now, I want to ask, before we get into some of the controversies
Mm.
of the Thunderdome, what is right now, your thoughts on the concept of Thunderdome and I guess the presentation of the Thunderdome?
Well, I said it was a stupid idea before, and it's definitely a stupid idea now.
Um, I mean, the name is sort of a stupid name. I
Mm-hmm.
The concept is not a bad idea. The problem is, and we said this during the show, and I talked to a couple of people during the week about it. They need to have moderators there.
Right.
They need to have people there to watch, say like a group of 10 people, what they're doing, what's going on, because because we did have a sign on Sunday night, which I didn't reference, which I'll reference in a minute, that was very questionable. And then Monday night was even worse. I think they need moderators. I definitely agree with a couple of people that I talked to. They need moderators for the Thunderdome. Because one of the signs that I saw during SummerSlam was someone had a sign that said, Asuka will rape Sasha.
Mm.
And I'm like, ooh, you probably should not have that up there. Considering, what we dealt with about a couple months ago with Sammy Guevara and what he said he'd do with Sasha. But Monday was worse. Because one person, I missed this one. One person had a picture of Chris Benoit up on their screen.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the picture of him before he killed himself.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I missed that. I didn't.
And that wasn't the worst. That wasn't the worst thing.
One.
I know. Oh.
If you look, let's be real, folks. Fro and I, we like to be real with you. We're not going to sugarcoat stuff. If you had said to Fro and I, in the year 2020, the least offensive thing on Raw, or on any episode of Raw, is a picture of Chris Benoit, we'd be kicking you in the nuts right now, saying you're joking. But it's true. Because
because of what?
Towards the end of the show, and I saw this with my eyes. I couldn't believe it. There was a guy in a KKK outfit.
Well, it wasn't even the worst.
It wasn't even the worst, but it was still bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
when the KKK isn't the worst thing about it. Uh-huh.
God. Oh, my Lord. And then, the worst of it is at the end of the show, where somebody puts a video of someone beheading another person.
Yep. ISIS.
Yeah. That's the Thunderdome
in the competition
series.
Of how low can you go?
Jeez. What are we going to have next? Someone playing the crucifixion of Jesus Christ?
But yeah, in all seriousness, I said this was a stupid idea. This has proven to be a stupid idea. I'm sorry I was wrong. Or I'm sorry I was right, but I was.
And this is where it goes back to the conversation that I meant. You gotta have people there that are gonna control what is put up on your content.
Yeah.
Because the next thing you know, Fro, we're gonna have somebody set on fire. We're gonna have someone being lynched. You know.
A pussy.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So it's got to get. The only way to stop it is they got to get it better before it gets worse, and I don't know if they can do that very quickly.
No, they just need to stop this Thunderdome.
Well, unfortunately, they invested too much money into it, so it's not.
I know.
But bro,
that's me.
You know what is going to happen?
What is going to happen?
It's right around the corner, actually.
Yeah, and I'm so excited for it because I'm definitely not going to watch it.
Oh, you're not going to watch season 4 of The Masked Singer?
No, that I'm going to watch.
Ah, see, I tricked you.
You did.
So, yesterday, or a couple days ago, a press release came out with the date. And
they're telling us the contestants?
Well, I mean the mascots.
Oh, the masks. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah.
I guess I'm calling the costumes the contestants.
I guess that. I was like, okay, sure.
All right, so you tell me if you like a gremlin.
Cool.
A snow owl.
Oh, cool.
A crocodile.
Mm-hmm.
A giraffe.
Oh, my favorite animal.
And I actually saw some of them. I think you're gonna like the look of the giraffe.
Nice.
Popcorn.
Okay.
A seahorse.
Okay.
A jellyfish. A mushroom.
Okay.
A whatchamacallit.
A what?
A whatchamacallit.
Okay, and what is that?
Well, I'm not really sure. It's sort of like a thingamajig.
Okay, cool.
A squiggly monster.
Okay.
A dragon.
Mm-hmm.
A baby alien.
Okay.
And the sun.
The sun?
The sun.
The sun. The sun. Okay.
So the season will premiere September 23rd. They're going to have a pre-season sneak peek special that will air on Sunday, September the 13th at 8 p.m.
Yeah, I don't think I will bother that.
I'm probably not going to be watching that either.
No. But yeah, no, I'm super excited for The Masked Singer to return.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely excited for it. I think the costume I'm looking forward to is the dragon and the whatchamacallit.
Sure. I have the giraffe.
Of course.
I am a very big giraffe person, so.
Of course, the only way the whatchamacallit can really work for me is if it's the candy bar, the whatchamacallit.
Okay.
I know, it probably doesn't exist anymore, but... Oh well.
Any clues on who's going to be in?
No. No clues.
Have they said how like 60 Oscars, 3 Emmys?
No, none of that.
Okay.
Did not say anything about that, surprisingly. So. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out.
I'm going to guess Paris Hilton just to be on the safe side because she wasn't in the last season.
Or the season
I'll guess
before,
her.
or the season before that.
Right. So I'm going to guess Paris Hilton just to be safe.
Right.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan. Oh my God. If he's on there, I'd rather watch that than Space Jam 2. There, I see.
Aww.
I'll tell you,
It would be funny if he came on stage and began saying, "I believe I can fly."
oh my God, that would just kill
That
me.
would, oh, that would be so funny.
That would
Sorry.
kill me. Oh. I'll tell you, I watched Saturday night's AEW Dynamite yesterday
Mm.
because I actually had free time, and I watched the live show from last night.
The live show was really good.
Oh my gosh, those last two shows were phenomenal. I mean,
Right.
they're really doing a great job setting up the pay per view. It's like I haven't been this invested in a while for AEW.
Oh, definitely.
They're doing a really good job. The crowd, I thought, did a good job. They were only allowed 10% capacity. And I had to do a little bit of research. So they were only allowed technically 550 people into the build.
But it looked more packed than that, to be honest.
It kind of did, but they spaced them out really good.
Yeah.
So they did all right there. It was just an enjoyable show to watch last night. And then, like I said, I watched the Saturday show yesterday during the day. And
right, I didn't see the Saturday show.
Oh, that was a good episode.
Okay.
They've been really hitting it out of the ballpark with their last two shows.
I thought NXT was good also.
This week. Once they announced the Iron Man match, I kind of changed it. I turned it off. I was like, okay, that's all I really needed to hear was what they were going to do with the title. But no, I was really surprised that Breezango won the NXT tag titles.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't think they'd pull the trigger on that.
No, they didn't.
But they did. And it's kind of refreshing in a way.
It is, yeah. I like it.
So, congrats to Breezango, the new NXT Tag Team Champions.
And it will be very interesting to see if they move on with this. It feels like they are getting more trust, and I like that. Because they were one of my favorite teams in WWE, so...
Impact had another good show this week.
Oh, Impact was so good.
Even though I had to watch Katie Forbes, who I'm calling now the greatest walking advertisement for birth control I have ever seen.
Yeah.
That's a Gorilla Monsoon quote for those that don't know.
She's a terrible, terrible lady. But hey, Bill, let's talk about the pay-per-view I am not going to watch.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Payback is this Sunday.
Could not give two shits. It is what it's really called, but sure.
As of right now, as of this recording, there are only 4 matches announced.
And what day is it today for the audience?
Friday. We record this on Fridays.
So they have 2 days to figure out what's going to be on their own fucking pay-per-view. That it was so important to have 1 week after Summerslam. It was so important.
Yeah.
Because of storylines.
Yep.
Fuck me sideways. What a lie.
So, I'll give you the matches. We'll make our picks. So let's just get this over with. Apollo Crews defending the U.S. title against Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley.
I would think Lashley wins this match.
Yeah.
I really do.
He needs to.
This match I'm actually kind of this next match I'm kind of looking forward to. Keith Lee, who made his debut on Raw Monday night.
He definitely did.
Against Randy Orton.
I am going to go with Keith.
This is actually a hard one to pick.
It is hard because Randy Orton.
Right.
But also, first pay-per-view match.
And it's also, intertwined with Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Because Drew got kicked in the head 3 times on Raw, and Orton missed
Right.
2 of them, I heard. So, yeah, I guess I'll go with Keith Lee. Although, I want to ask you this, because there's been complaints this week about how, oh, Keith Lee couldn't use his own theme song. Keith Lee had to wear a shirt. Keith Lee had to wear shorts. He was body shaved. Come on, people.
Nah.
Give it a break.
Nah.
Keith Lee's going to be fine.
He will be okay.
Plus, actually, what I heard, real quick, the reason why they had to change Keith Lee's song is because the song was done by CFO Money Sign.
Mm-hmm.
And once you got up to like the main roster, you had to get a new song.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was in the stipulation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Since CFO Money Sign left. So next match, the women's tag team titles, Bayley and Sasha Banks defending against Shayna and Nia Jax.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Shayna and Nia Jax. This is very easy for me. Very easy, because I need to see them employed. And I need to see it. And they need to lose the tag team title to do that, so.
Maybe I'm thinking too hard on this.
I do think you are, because it's super easy.
I know, but Shayna and Nia don't really get along.
It doesn't matter.
I know.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'll go with Nia and Shayna to win.
Because they have to. They have to make this storyline work.
Yeah. And the main event for this show... The contract signing is tonight.
I am so fucking pissed that this is the main event. You have no clue.
It is a no-holds-barred triple threat match for the Universal Championship. The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman.
Yeah, and I can already tell you that I will be so fucking angry when I am right at saying that Roman Reigns will win it.
Yep, Roman's winning the belt back, folks.
This is why I'm not watching this pay-per-view.
I really don't know how many of our group is gonna watch that show.
I literally don't give 2 shits. Like I have never said before. I've never said I will not watch this. I never said like, oh, I have watched Saudi Arabia shows where I've been like, I don't want to see this. But this is insulting to my intelligence, because it's like, it is so obvious.
Yeah.
And they are making it so incredibly obvious by having this stupid stipulation. I'm so angry at WWE for this. I really, really am.
Well, I think I have a way to make you happy.
Okay.
We could preview the New Japan card that's happening tomorrow.
Yay.
Summer Struggle. It's going to be an outdoor show, actually. It's going to be at a baseball stadium in Tokyo, the Meiji Jingu Stadium.
Say that 10 times fast.
Not right now.
Okay.
There's only 6 matches on the card.
Okay.
So let's go through them real quick. The only non-title match on this show, Master Wato, who just came back to Japan from Mexico, is going to face Yoshinobu Kanemaru.
Yeah, I have to go with the returning.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Master on this one. Oh, you have the same ringtone as one of my coworkers.
No, it's message. It's messages. Yeah.
Then we have the finals of the crowning of the KOPW Trophy Champion, the King of Pro Wrestling. It's a 4-way match, no time limit. Toru Yano, El Desperado, Kazuchika Okada and Sanada.
Okada, I guess.
I would think it's Okada. I mean, he's the one that
Yeah.
came up with it, so.
Would be kind of strange if he didn't win his own tournament, I guess.
I know. Then we have the never open weight title. This actually might be what gets me to watch this show. Shingo Takagi defends the title against Minoru Suzuki.
Ooh, this is going to be good.
Oh.
He hasn't had it for that long, has he?
How long has he had?
Yeah.
Let me check how long he's had the title.
I think he won it back in January.
Let's see. He
Some
won
little
it
bird.
February the 1st.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So.
6 months.
I really don't know. No, I will stick with the champion because there's other things. Yeah, I will stick with the champion. I'm not super sure about this.
Yeah, but I'm not sure either. I'm gonna, you know what, to be different, I'm gonna go Suzuki on this one.
I wouldn't be angry if that happened.
Oh no, not at all. IWGP Junior Heavyweight title, Hiromu Takahashi will defend the title against Taiji Ishimori.
Yeah. Champion.
Yeah, I gotta go with the champ on this one.
Kind of boring, but...
IWGP Tag Team titles to be defended. Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi defend against the team they beat for the belts, Kota Ibushi and Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Yeah, I definitely am going to stick with the champions here.
Yeah, I think the champs are going to stay the champs here.
Yeah.
And the main event of the show for both the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental title, Evil will make his second defense of both belts against Tetsuya Naito. Yeah.
This is going to be a match. But I'm going to stick with the champion. I love Evil. He is my guy. Yeah.
I'm going to actually disagree with you. I think they're going to put it back on Naito.
Really?
I think. I'm not saying that Evil's done a poor job, which he hasn't. They're trying to make a new star, which I really appreciate them doing. But I think they're going to give it back to Naito.
Sure.
We'll have to wait and see. Just to let everyone know, for those who have not heard, the PWI 500 came out yesterday.
Ooh. I know what we're doing next Friday. Then.
Well, if I get the magazine. I have to get the magazine. Whenever I get it, we're going to do it, Fro. It's our tradition to go through all 500 and to see if Fro knows any of the 500.
I'm going to guess that I do less good than yesterday or last year. That's I did very good last year, so
you might do a little bit better this year. That's my guess. I never get how many you get correct anyway. So
no, that's true.
Just want to send real quick our condolences to the Armstrong family. Bullet Bob Armstrong passed away yesterday at the age of 80. We had reported a while ago that he had cancer and he refused to do any kind of treatment. His wife passed away a couple of months ago, and Bullet Bob passed away yesterday. Leaves behind, I want to say, 3 sons that are alive. Brad passed away a few years ago as well. Our thoughts go out to the entire Armstrong family during this time.
Definitely.
So on that note, we're going to wrap it up for this week, and then we'll tell you what we got in store next week, because next week's going to be a fun show. If you guys have any questions or comments, send an email, wrestlingman@thatwrestlingshow.com. Follow the show on Twitter. It is Wrestling Show 11. Follow us on Instagram. That Wrestling Show is all you have to type, and follow us. Join the Facebook group, That Wrestling Show fan group. We've been getting a lot of new members as of late, so we're close to 500 members. I think, actually, I have the number right here. We are at 476, so we're less than 25 away from the 500 mark. So add yourself on. If you're not a bot profile, I'll add you into the group. Of course, visit the store, teespring.com/That Wrestling Show Podcast, and check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/That Wrestling Show for extra content. We do this not for the money. We do it because we love you guys. We want to give you guys the best content that you could possibly get.
We work hard for the money.
Yes, we do. Fro, what did you guys discuss this week on Another Digital Citizen?
Oh, this week you like, because we talked about our best or our least favorite and favorite celebrities. And I think you will like our least favorite.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, wait a minute. This is a weird list, but okay, I'll go along with it. So,
it is a good list.
It is. Now to tell you guys about some podcasts you guys should check out. Check out Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn. They gave us so much love, Fro, on their season finale this week that we have to continue to give them the love that they deserve. This week, it's their season finale. And to wrap up the up-and-comers, they talk about Jim Powers. Plus, the finale of the Royal Flush of the worst talkers in wrestling. And they review, and I didn't even know this existed, Vince McMahon Headliners and Legends.
Never ever heard of it in my entire life. I have never heard
of it. This is a thing on YouTube, so if you want to check it out, please do. Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast. Give them the love that they gave to this show earlier this week. Now,
nice.
If you like your podcasts hosted by one individual, check out
Greetings from Allentown.
Yes, join PW Peter Winston as he watches one episode of wrestling each week and talks about it in his own unique way. This week, he watches and discusses an episode of Worldwide Wrestling, NWA Worldwide, from August 23rd, 1986, with the conclusion of the Best of 7 series between Nikita Koloff and Magnum TA. That is on Greetings from Allentown. Also, check out Juice Pro Wrestling, where this week they discuss, among other topics besides Summerslam and Takeover, Warrior Wrestling, Black Label Pro, Impact, AEW Dynamite, and so much more. It is Juice Pro Wrestling. Now, if you're looking for non-wrestling related podcasts, check out the Best Pick Movie Podcast with Tom, John, and Jess. They watch each and every Academy Award winning Best Picture winner in no particular order. This week, and boy, this is probably one of the more fun episodes they've done, they watch the Best Picture winner of 1989, Driving Miss Daisy.
Ooh.
Would you like to know the other nominees from that year?
Yes, please.
And you tell me if you think the Academy got it right.
Okay.
Born on the 4th of July. Dead Poets Society.
Ooh.
Field
this
of
is Dreams, a good year.
And My Left Foot.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I guess this is hard. I like them all. I like them all.
It's a sweet movie. I have seen it. Driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah.
It's a sweet little movie. I don't know if it should have won Best Picture this year.
No, it's really really hard for me to say.
If I had to go from the five, I would say Dead Poet Society would have gotten my vote.
Yeah, yeah, that
But
is one of my favorite movies of all time.
but if I had to go outside of that, my vote would go for Do the Right Thing.
Do the right thing, really.
Mm-hmm. But also that same year, we also had UHF with Weird Al Yankovic, and we also had No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan. So who knows? God, the '89 is a good year for movies, folks. Actually, you know what? I'm going to recommend this to everyone real quick before we get back into the plugs. Go to YouTube and type in the search bar Siskel and Ebert if we pick the winners.
Yeah,
They have
I've
the
seen that.
special for this particular year. Watch and see how many of these both men get wrong. It's pretty funny. It is pretty funny, but check it out anyway, the best pick pod. Also check out the Three Stooges throwback. Yes, we haven't talked about them in a long time. Gabe Russo, who was a former guest here, he watches all the Three Stooges shorts. His latest episode that he has up is Half Shot Shooters. So it has to do with World War One. We're not quite there to World War II, but it's getting close. So check it out, the Three Stooges throwback. Also, check out Unspooled with Paul and Amy. Now, this year they're doing it a little bit differently. Instead of watching, they already did AFI's list. They are watching 100 movies, and their attempt is to one day have all of these movies go into outer space. So creatures from another planet can watch these movies. This week, they discuss Stand and Deliver.
Do you know what movie I would send first to the aliens? Aliens.
Yeah, which one? Oh, you would send Aliens to Aliens?
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Also, check out The Castle Vault, which is a chronological deep dive of Disney animated films powered by Disney+. Two men watch all the Disney animated movies in order. This week, they discuss Dinosaur, which I had no interest of seeing as a kid, but at some point I will have to watch that movie.
That is such a bad movie.
And this Sunday, if you don't want to watch Payback, check out myself, Jim Boy Star, and Josiah as we review In Your House, A Cold Day in Hell.
Well, I'm definitely not going to watch it, so...
Well, you can listen to our review of In Your House, A Cold Day in Hell.
I would rather do that, to be honest.
Alright, next week, Fro, we got a really fun show packed, because I probably will be the only one reviewing Payback.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if you're not, to be honest with you.
Also, we're going to preview All Out next week.
We are. That I am actually looking forward to.
And if I get my issue of Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazine, we will do the first 250 of the PWI 500. So I can't make any promises that we will do it next week, but hopefully it will happen in the next few weeks. Let's say that.
It's a tradition I freaking love.
It's a tradition unlike any other. So on that note, everybody have a good, safe weekend, no matter where you are. Come back here next week for another episode of That Wrestling Show, the podcast where all pro wrestling matters. And as always,
Wrestle on?
wrestle on.